Jai Mother. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Seekest thou God, then seek him in man. His divinity is manifest more in man than in any other object. Look around for a man with a love of God that overflows. A man who lives, moves, and has his being in God. A man intoxicated with his love. In such a man has God incarnated himself. Bhagawan Shri Ramakrishna. The year 1949. To thee, O love of all loves, to thee, O light of all lights, obeisance boundless, amidst gathering woes, amidst lingering darkness, thou comest, O most sublime guide. At thy sight, joy everlasting abides. At thy touch, sunshine eternal prevails. Tonight, as I sit silently praying before the beautiful picture of Divine Mother Shri Rama Devi, my heart overflowing with love and devotion, my thoughts wander back, giving flashes of the events which led me to Mother. So in all humility and reverence, I try to put down some of those sweet and sacred memories which may give the reader a few glimpses of this wonderful being whom I have the privilege to worship. I say glimpses, for who can give a complete picture of that peerless personality, that blinding radiance of divinity, wrapped in and frequently breaking through the chaste, graceful motherly form, whose smile is the glow of paradise, whose feet are the heaven of refuge. Before those beloved feet, I bow again and again and offer these outpourings of my heart. The sky is overcast with clouds and the rain is ceaseless. I know not what this is that stirs in me. I know not its meaning. Gitanjali. It was in the month of February 1949 that I came to Madras. For 14 years life had been an agony to me, with nervous troubles and depressions which came off and on. I had been treated by the most eminent doctors, but there was no relief for the suffering mind. Owing to certain sad events and trying times, I was suffering much in body and mind. How can I describe those days and nights full of fears and worries? Each night passed with apprehensions of coming disaster. Each day began to dread of every conceivable misery. All joy of living was lost. I lost all interest in home family. I felt there was nothing good or worth living for in this world. Life lay enveloped in unrelieved gloom. Altogether, I was utterly miserable, incapable of helping myself or being helped by others. Today, I clearly realize that I was on the borderline and any small aggravation would have plunged me into the abysmal depths of madness. The whole perspective becomes colored when we wear colored glasses. So also my whole perspective was abnormally colored. Such was my plight when I reached Madras. The day after my arrival, my sister and brother-in-law took me to Dr. Nair, who was a great friend of our family. He was very good to me, and after patiently listening to my complaints, he prescribed a course of treatment. He advised me not to worry unnecessarily and assured me that I would soon regain normal health and spirits. For my sister's sake and for the doctor's kindness, I tried to be hopeful and have faith in his kindly assurance. Deep down in my heart, the dullness of despair lay thick, and I could not help doubting whether the injections and the medicines could quell the inner turmoils or bring the much needed peace of mind. There was, however, nothing else to do then, no other way out. So I left it all to the doctor, my sister, and brother-in-law. to do whatever they thought fit. I went to the doctor daily for the injections. A week passed, owing to the change of place, treatment, and the solicitude of my sister and brother-in-law. I could take a little more food than I used to, and the intense feeling of weakness was also slowly wearing off. But what I craved for, the cure for my mental agony, my morbid fears and depressions, was far, far away from the horizon. As yet, I could not find even a glimmer of it. Years have passed, but today, as I write, the clear vision is before me in such a vivid manner of all that happened. Clear understanding rises about my most pitiable state. It was one of my usual visits to the doctor. He was in a hurry to finish the injection. He had heard about a divine lady from Mangalore who possessed great spiritual powers. I have forgotten to relate that Dr. Nair was a devout worshipper of Devi. Every morning, it was only after devout prayer and worship to his chosen ideal that he went about his duties. He was going to see her then. I heard him explaining all this to my brother-in-law. I was sitting there immersed in a somber world of my own. Now I know that in that single instant, unconsciously I was linked to the divine. Something clicked in the dismal regions of my mind. All unawares, a thought welled up in my mind. Why not go and see this holy lady? But I did not express this thought. In those days, I was so very nervous of meeting people. It was one of the things I most dreaded. So the thought or wish was not evidently strong enough to overcome my nervousness then. But who could break the connection that was established once forever by the divine will at that auspicious moment? Next day, when we went to the doctor, my nervous timidity fled for a moment, and I could not refrain from asking him whether he had met that divine personality. After leaving the doctor, the day before, the thought of her came again and again into my mind, and the wish to see her began to take definite shape. The doctor told us he had met her and that he was very much impressed. He could not give any details, but somehow he believed that she had great spiritual powers. Suddenly, I found myself asking him if he could take me also to see her. He agreed at once, and we arranged to go over to see her the next morning. I clearly remember now that night of inner struggle. Not a wink of sleep came. On one side was a dread to meet the unknown, a reluctance to stir out of the dark boundaries I had created for myself. Who was this divine personality? What will I gain by meeting her? How will she receive me? Has she the great power to understand my plight and redeem me, to confer peace and joy? Actually, I got into such a panic that I resolved not to go and see her. But again my heart was responding to a silent call. Longing to see her became intense. I was sung hither and thither, unable to take a decision. I had taken a step forward. Could I go back? Something deep was stirring in me. O Mother, the play of thy eternal love. It was playing hide and seek in the gloom of my heart. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.